What's up, guys? I'm Sajin, and welcome back to another episode of Stardew Valley, our second episode, matter of fact. Um, so, if you did not watch the first episode, I would suggest you go back and do that, but if not, basically just to give a quick rundown. So this is Jack. Jack is a lumberjack, as it were, and we are playing on the forest farm. So the goal of this playthrough is mostly going to be to do foresty type things. So yeah, let's go ahead and see what we got in the mailbox. So advertisement: I'll keep finding cool stuff, but my backpack is full. Does it sound like you? Yes, it does. Well, Pierre's got you covered. Stop by Pierre's General Store today and check out our affordable size 24 backpack. See you soon. Well, Pierre, we definitely want that backpack, but we have to make some money. So let's throw some of this stuff, and all of this stuff, matter of fact, into that fishing pole over there. Throw all that in the bin, and let's go do some more clean out, because we definitely need to clean up the farm, make some space for some things, and make some money, hopefully. And we are completely out of energy yet again. It does not look like I have anything to make a field snack. If you did not watch my first video, field snack is technically the field snack. However, inside little thing, my daughter called it a field snack the first time she ever read it, because to be fair, I mean, there's a tiny little pixel that makes that an A instead of an O. So she read it as field snack. We've called it field snack ever since. It's kind of just a thing, and I will probably forever call that a field snack. I'm looking for the pine tree seed. If I can find one, I can make a field snack. However, I don't really see, I don't have enough energy to chop down a whole tree. If I could find the seed, I might be able to scrounge up the seed and then use that to make one, but I'm not seeing it. So what we're probably going to do at this point is we're just going to go throw all this stuff in the bin. I will save the acorns and the maple seeds, that way in case I do come across a one of the, I forget what the pine cones I guess, then I can make a field snack. But we will sell the wood, sell the stone, sell the sap, sell everything, because we are trying to make some money to get the backpack. That is our goal. I know I could probably make this money and then some by just, planting some seeds or the parsnips or whatever, but that's not keeping in theme with what we're trying to do here. We're trying to be a lumberjack, so I know that there's other ways to do this, but this is the way we're doing it. So let's go see what we can find. Hopefully something we can eat, because I would like more energy. It's only 12 p.m. I hate the idea of only getting only having enough energy to work through half the day, and then the rest of the day I'm just roaming around. But oh, there's a horseradish. But hopefully we find some good stuff and I can build up some energy, and then we can do some more wood chopping, as it were. All these trees down here can all be chopped as well, so I mean there's actually quite a lot of stuff we can chop up to get wood for pretty much anything we need. To include just straight selling it. I think you get 2 gold per piece of wood, so early game, not awful money. It's not great. There's definitely other things you can do to make money, but in keeping with the theme of what we're doing, this is really one of the only ways we can, and finding things. So we will be going down to the beach and looking for things. We will look for things down here every day, at least in the early game, until we get some saplings going, get some fruit going, and that kind of thing. Once we have some fruit trees, we will have some other ways to make money. We can hopefully build some machines, or kegs, or preserve jar things, or whatever, something we can make something with out of the goods that we produce, and make more money. So in the meantime, we're just roaming around. Looking for stuff that we can forage. Foraging will probably be what we upgrade the fastest, being that we have the forest farm and we have all those bushes, and eventually when berries start showing up, we will be able to collect berries from our bushes pretty much every day, I think, for a certain period of time. I forget what the time frames are on the berries, but you can pick pick each bush every day or every other day, something like that, and get fruit from them, like blackberries or salmon berries or whatever have you. Some coal. I'll take that. And sea urchin. I saw after the fact when I went to I guess let's just go ahead and eat some of this and get some energy back. I saw after the fact when I was going through my recording that the urchin I sold in the last video, that was a gold sea urchin, was worth 200 gold. So I don't know that this one will be worth the same, because it's not gold. Oh, this guy here. So this is the mariner. I can't buy anything from him yet, but eventually, once you have someone who's single all the way up to the maximum number of hearts, you can actually come here and buy an amulet from him, and that is how you get married. You don't give them a ring. Like most proposals, you propose by giving them a seashell amulet looking thingy. So that's how you propose and gain a spouse in the game, if you didn't know that. Of course, if you've already played Stardew Valley, you might already know that, and the whole thing was pointless. But I am approaching this from a standpoint of, in case someone hasn't played Stardew before and is interested in the game, and, just to give them a little bit of information and stuff like that. We might try, let's try fishing. And so when you see that little mark, that means that you have a fish biting. You go ahead and click it, and this is how you catch fish. And I didn't embarrass myself. I actually caught this fish, which is good. I probably should have thought that through, though, because I can't. Oh no. Alright, acorns, you go away. Fish. There we go. And let's go ahead and eat some of this stuff, because number one, we need the energy. Number two, we need the space. I mean, this is all stuff we could sell as well, which might be counterproductive, because we probably have just made some money and eventually bought the bigger backpack and upgraded and all that good stuff, but right now I'm just trying to make use of time. And it takes energy to fish, it takes backpack space to catch fish, so yeah, that is that. don't worry, I know some of these things are needed for the community center, but they're not really hard to get, so I'm not sweating it so much that I'm, you know, selling them or utilizing them or whatever, because we'll be able to get more, so it's not that big a deal. I'm sure someone in the comments is thinking, oh man, you're getting rid of so many things that you need for the community center, and I just lost the fish. How embarrassing. To be fair, fishing is not something I'm super great at. It gets so much easier when you can upgrade to like the iridium rod and when you have your fishing skill up. It gets a lot better, but until you do that, you have this little bitty tiny green bar that you got to keep the fish in, and it's not always easy. When the fish jumps really high, it's almost impossible to keep up with it. Even now, like, this fish is barely jumping, and I'm still struggling to keep it in the little green bar. It can prove difficult. There we go. There's an anchovy. Nope, I don't want to fish on. This is another thing to be aware of, and actually I need to go ahead and do this. So this is important. So you always want to check this, the always show tool hit location. What makes that beneficial is whenever that is on, did I check it? Yeah, I did check it. Okay, whenever that is on and you're going to do something in a particular spot, like, you know, hoe the ground or pick the ground or whatever, it shows you where your tool is going to hit. I thought it showed with fishing. It doesn't look like it does. So the important thing with fishing is always just make sure your mouse is pointed in the direction in which you want to fish. Otherwise, you will end up casting on the dock or behind you or into somebody's face or something. I'm sure I will do it a ton of times throughout this playthrough, no doubt. So let's see. Seems like it might be another herring. Maybe an anchovy. You can kind of, after you've played for a while, you kind of get used to the way certain fish move, and you can oftentimes gauge what type of fish you're going to get before you've even caught it. Yeah, it's a herring. So we got enough space in our backpack for one more fish. We'll see what we get. Probably another herring. That's fine. Alright. And, oh, didn't think about that. So, as long as they're of the same quality, oh god. What is this we're catching? Or not catching. Possibly not catching. But what I was saying is, as long as your fish are of the same quality, they will stack when you catch them. So, you don't necessarily have to, Jesus. This is so difficult with the little bitty fishing bar. You don't necessarily have to use up all your backpack space, because everything doesn't take one, and we're going to lose this fish. Maybe not. We might get lucky. And we lost it. Dang. Alright. Ooh, bubbles. Okay, so bubbles, we usually, if you can get it in the bubbles, you see that little sparkle. Fish bite more often in the bubbles. I don't know if you get better fish per se, but they definitely bite more often. And this is whatever that fish was we were catching before. That is very difficult with this little bitty tiny fishing bar. And see, what you want to do here is just keep clicking the left mouse button over and over again, very, very lightly, because if you click it too hard or if you hold it, the bar just flies way out of the range, and you end up missing the fish. And at this low level, like when the bar's not on the fish, your catch chances go down tremendously. So the likelihood that you're going to catch something, you know, that's moving that fast when you don't have the bar right on it. And see, like that treasure chest, I really want that, but I don't know. Maybe we'll get lucky. Maybe we'll get lucky. Maybe we'll get lucky. Yes. Ooh, we caught an eel. That's actually a good find. The eel, I think, can only be caught at night, maybe in the rain. So we might have just lucked out with that. We're gonna save that one for the community center. But of course we have, oh god. Alright, go away. Go away, no, not here, go away. Maple seeds. Coal is probably easier to find. So we're gonna go ahead and take the copper ore. God, see, this is the problem. This is why we want a bigger backpack, because I don't want to get rid of this, but I can't get rid of any of my tools. All these things are worth more money, so the coal is just gonna have to get left behind. That's just what it is, but it sucks because I really want to keep that. So let's head back. We will sell some of this stuff. We will hold on to the eel just because it is harder to find, and tomorrow we will need to, or actually tonight if we can, well, yeah, if we can manage it, I'm gonna try and get 50 wood so that we can make, I think it's 50 wood to make a treasure chest, or a chest as it were, not so much a treasure chest because it's only treasure if there's treasure in it. Not everything counts as treasure. So I'm going to make a chest, and we will go ahead and sell that, and that, and that, and tempted to just sell the ore and make the money from it. You know what? Yes, we can always get more from mining. That's not ore. Copper ore is not something that's, you know, hard to find. So we need the money right now. We need the upgraded backpack. Our backpack current capacity is just ridiculous. So let's chop down a tree, see if we can't get up to 50 wood. Hopefully we have enough energy for this. We might not. Might have to wait till tomorrow to do it. But either way, it'll be fine. That's 20 wood. Yeah, we're getting low on energy. I don't know that we're gonna make it. Go ahead and grab all of this. Is there anything else we can you eat sap? No, you can't. It's -2 energy. You can actually eat it, apparently, but it's not good for you. I wouldn't recommend it. I do believe, if I'm not mistaken, there was a dandelion out here. Yes, there's dandelion. So we can eat that. Give us a tiny bit more energy. Maybe we can get one more tree chopped down, and if we're lucky, we will have just enough wood from chopping one tree that we can go ahead and make a chest, because that's really what I want to do. Oh god, we are literally just a couple pieces of wood shy. This is a huge risk. I'm probably gonna put us to sleep. No, I got just enough. Perfect. Let's see. We'll make a chest, and we were gonna put the chest down right here for now. Open that up and drop the eel in there. So we'll start collecting the things we need for the community center and dumping them in there. Once we actually open up the community center, I'll have, you know, I'll be able to look at that and see what we need still. And there we go. Level 2 foraging. Our axe proficiency has gone up. We got a new cooking recipe, survival burger. And our fishing went up. So fishing rod proficiency already going up. So that means our green bar should be a little bit bigger and give us the ability to, you know, be able to fish a little bit easier. And we made quite a bit of gold today. Not bad. Let's see, 6 spring onions weren't worth a whole lot. 96 sap. Actually, sap's worth quite a bit. So it's not, this whole lumberjack thing isn't completely out of whack. I mean, that's a pretty good amount of money from chopping some trees down. Sea urchin 160. So the regular sea urchin's 160. Regular coral's 80. But you can see how, you know, if you go to the beach and you pick up 3 or 4 of these things, you can make 400 or 500 gold in a day, easy. And that's nothing to snuff at, you know. All these fish are worth 30 gold apiece, so that's that. And then the wood made us 238 gold today, the wood we were able to chop down. And as we increase our energy and also upgrade our tools, it'll take less energy to do things. And as we increase our foraging, I think our ability to chop down the tree gets a little bit easier. So over time, we will be able to chop more and more and more wood, and make money off of that, hopefully. So, but yeah, that's not bad. I think we definitely have enough to go get the backpack, which I am going to do first thing right now. Day 4 of spring. We still have not opened our parsnips. I know. Don't sweat it. Dear Farmer Jack, I'd like to apologize for joking about your grandpa's old cottage when we first met. It's a really nice little house. Oh, so this must be from Robin. So Robin is the carpenter in the game, and she does things like build your barns and chicken coops and upgrades your house and things like that. And so it's if this is confusing you, if you haven't played the game before, the reason why she's talking about joking about our grandpa's old cottage, blah blah blah, was because in the intro, which we skipped. If you watched my first video, we skipped it, but you can find it, on YouTube, I'm sure. In the intro, she jokes about the cottage being, all messed up or whatever because it's kind of dilapidated. So it says you might need some more space someday. She can help with that, bring her some materials, pay her some money, and she will make our house bigger and give us a kitchen and, a bedroom and all sorts of things. So that will be something we eventually get to, but right now our focus is on the backpack. We needs the money, and actually we're going to hold off a bit because it's 6:10. I don't think the store opens till 9, so in the meantime, we are going to continue on chopping down trees because we are a lumberjack, and that is what we do. We chop trees for a living. And there's the pine cones I needed yesterday. Thank you, pine tree. Could use that to make a field stock, but no. Weren't there when I needed you. That's alright though. Now that we have a chest, we can start saving some of these more, important things, since energy is such a huge thing. As we chop down these trees, I'm sure we're going to get plenty of, which this tree might end up mostly in the water, but we're going to get plenty of, seeds and pine cones and other things like the acorns and that. And the acorn, one pine cone, and one, maple seed are what are used to make the field stock. So, and that is 45 energy, which in the beginning of the game, it's really one of the best things you can utilize for energy, because until we have a kitchen and we can cook things, the only things we can really eat are things we buy, which we don't want to really spend money on because we got other things our money really needs to go to. And sometimes once you make friends with villagers and stuff, they'll send you food and things like that. So there's that. So, and I see these down here. These are the worms, or roots as they were. I think they're supposed to be roots. They look like worms to me though. I've always called them worms. And you can hoe those up with the hoe, and they will give you things, usually artifacts and things like that. Of course, we are not very lucky today apparently, and we only got clay. So there's that. And speaking of luck, I'll go over this real quick. So it's something that I don't do very often. I'm sure people are screaming at me already, but the TV. So on the TV, you can check the weather report to see if it's going to rain or if it's going to be sunny tomorrow. This is important because if you are planting crops, then, if it's going to be a rainy day the next day, you can kind of plan things around that. So like, let's say you wanted to upgrade your watering can. Well, the day before a rainy day would be a good day to bring it to the blacksmith to have him upgrade it, because the next day it's going to rain. You won't need to water your crops. So the blacksmith can go ahead and upgrade it over that time period, and you'll get it back on the day when it's sunny again, so that you can, or not that you'll get it back on the day that it's sunny, you'll get it back 2 days later, so that you can water your crops on the next day if it's not raining that day as well. For us, we're not really doing crops words are hard. We're not doing crops right at the moment, so whether it's raining or not really makes no difference to me. I can chop down trees in the wood, in the rain, or in the sunshine, or whatever. It really doesn't matter. this will come more into play once we actually start planting stuff, which we are going to plant some stuff in the spring, which I probably should have already started, because I know like the cauliflower and stuff like that takes a while, and I think you need all that stuff for the community center. I'm kind of waiting until the community center unlocks so I can kind of see what I need. That might not be the greatest strategy, but in my other playthrough, like I said, I'm already in year 3. I've already done everything for the community center, and while I do remember some of the things you need for the community center, I don't really remember everything you need. So I'm gonna need that to be unlocked so that I can actually see what things I need to try and collect. In the meantime, though, we would just keep clearing out some stuff. And it's 10 a.m. So after this tree, we're going to go ahead and go get the backpack because the store should be open. The area should be open. And we will be in a much better place. I also got quite a few, well, I got 2 acorns, so I can make at least 2 field snocks. So that's good. So we ought to get some good wood chopping in today for sure. Well, let's go get ourselves a backpack because space is important. And there's some more of the worms. And we got, it's copper. Oh god. And see, this is the whole thing. This is it in a nutshell. Backpack required. Alright, I'm not even, I see that one up there. I'm not gonna go get it just yet. I will get it on the way back after I have the backpack. Or I'll tell you what, I can go ahead and make a couple of these and eat them right away because my energy is already zonked. It's not even 11 a.m. yet and I'm out of energy. I think it's because I'm going to bed so late. I'm not getting my energy bar refilled. I don't know what the ratio is, like how much energy you get a night, but whenever your energy is all the way down and you go to bed, there's a good chance that you're going to wake up and not have all of your energy. But the moment is here. We purchased the backpack. Bingo bongo, $2,000 gone. And now we have more inventory space and can put stuff down here. So now we will not be in such a bad position. Of course, we are completely broke, so we need more money. And the way we're going to do that is we're going to continue doing our lumberjack thing. Hello, Haley. I am the new farmer boy. Yes, I am. What else? Do you have something else to say? Hi, Haley. If it weren't for those horrendous clothes, you might actually be cute. You know, I mean, you insulted me, like, day one. But it's fine. To be fair, I'm a lumberjack. That's why I'm wearing this. It's my work clothes. It's not like I'm out here. I was out here, you know, buying a backpack the whole month. Never mind. Now we can go get these. Because we have space to actually carry whatever comes up. And there you go. See? Prehistoric vertebra. So this is an artifact, and the curator of the local museum might want to know about this. So you bring these to Gunther at the museum, and he tells you more about them, and you end up getting rewards and stuff like that from bringing him stuff. It's a pretty big part of the game, is finding these artifacts and bringing them to him, and then he gives you things, and you know, you unlock certain things, and he eventually gives you a key to the sewers, and it's just a whole big thing. We'll get to it, but at any rate, so whenever you see those worms or those roots or whatever, it's really important that you hoe those up to get whatever potential artifact you might get from it. A lot of times it's an artifact, sometimes it's clay, sometimes it's coal or copper or whatever, but a lot of times it's an artifact, and that's something you want. As a matter of fact, I'm going to go ahead and stick that in there because we will eventually bring that to him. We'll stick the copper. No, you know, I'm going to sell the copper. Well, let's just keep chopping down trees. We have more room in our backpack now. We don't have to be so concerned with space. This is probably the earliest I've ever had the backpack upgrade and the bridge done down at the beach. So, I mean, being a lumberjack, not all that bad. I mean, I'm just here clearing out the farm, you know, not doing a whole massive amount of anything, just chopping down some trees, and I am making money doing it. So, enough so that I was able to you know, already get the upgraded backpack. I mean, and again, I don't doubt that there is obviously much faster ways to make money in game, but I mean, this is part of the fun. And I am out of energy again, and I don't have, there we go, one field stock later. And I guess I can go ahead and eat these dandelions. One neat little trick that I'll show you, which I learned way late in my first playthrough. I was probably already in year 2 or 3 before I learned that you could do this. So when you have something, when you have an open slot in the top portion, like this top portion is basically what you have on hand. Like this is the stuff in your backpack, and this is the stuff you have on hand where you can, you know, utilize these things on this row, and you can see the numbers corresponding. You can use the number pad or whatever to select one of these things. But when you want to move stuff into these slots so that you can use it, you can drag and drop it like that, but that can kind of take some time. If you got a bunch of stuff down here and you need all of this, and you're like, oh, I need, you know, I need all these things up here so I can put them into something, you know. A quick thing that you can do that's useful is if you hold down the shift key whenever you're clicking on things, if you hold down shift and just click, they will literally pop up into whatever the first available slot is. I did not learn that until way late in my first playthrough of this game, so for anyone who's new to the game who may not know that, that is a pretty useful tip, honestly. That and the tooltip thing are probably two of some of the biggest things that will really help you out from a mechanics perspective, making sure that you're, you know, doing things a little bit faster and more efficiently. Not that I am the fastest or the most efficient at this game by any stretch of the imagination, but those things helped me, so I thought I would share them because maybe they will help someone else. Maybe you already know about them and you're like, Sajin, why are you even talking about this? I don't know, I just am. I think we might have gotten most of the big trees. No, there's a few more down here. Okay. I stand corrected. Now eventually we'll be able to cut these stumps and get hardwood. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, these take an iron axe, and these take a gold axe. Or maybe I have that backwards. Maybe it's copper hit this and iron that. I don't know. I can't really remember. But anyway, the axe we have now won't do it, so we'll definitely have to upgrade it. Do we have? We have nothing else we can eat. And I am not collecting the right seeds, so we are out of energy yet again. I think these are the trees that I need the seeds from, but I am literally like on my last leg of energy. And let's just see. These might be the right seeds. So we're going to risk something here. I may end up falling asleep. Nope. Okay, so each swing takes away 2 energy. Or at least of the pickaxe anyway. I'm pretty sure that's the same seed, so I'm not even going to bother. Let's go look and see if we can find some stuff to forage. I tell you what, let's go down and see what we can forage down here, because there's definitely gonna be a need for some energy if we're gonna keep chopping wood today. We actually did pretty good today. I mean, we already have 255 wood. That's a lot, actually. That's gonna net us close to, or actually a little bit over 500 gold, which really isn't bad, you know, considering we could have planted stuff. There is Leah. Hello, Leah. Nice to meet you. Picked a good time to move here. The spring is lovely. The spring is lovely. I, in fact, love the spring. The spring and the fall, my favorite times of year. Probably fall is my most favorite, but I, and not necessarily in game, I'm talking about in real life, but yeah, I like spring too. I don't really like super hot weather. I don't like super cold weather. Somewhere in the middle, that's where I like to be. Of course, where I live at, the weather changes every 10 seconds, so there's that. I mean, one day last week, it was like 70 degrees outside, and it was beautiful, and the very next day, it was down in the 20s. Like, no joke. It was the most obnoxious temperature change in such a short time frame that I've ever felt. It was just ridiculous. And I'm sure, there's other places in the world that kind of thing happens a lot more often. But for us, that doesn't happen a lot where we have that drastic of a change. I'm, kind of towards the south. But it's, for us, that's a huge jump. 50-degree difference is just kind of crazy. Leah looks like she's headed home. This is where Leah lives. This is her house. We cannot go in it yet because number one, she's not in there, but it's locked. Not because she's not in there, but because we're not friends with her yet. You cannot go into the houses of people you're not friends with unless they're in it. And then sometimes I think it lets you in, but I mean, at this late at night, she's not going to let me in. I mean, I'm a stranger. We literally just met on the dock. Like, she's not going to let me in yet. But that's okay. I will win her over. Trust me. So, we'll just keep searching around. We do have these 2 onions, which, I mean, could give us some energy, but at this late, I'm probably just going to not even worry about it and just go ahead and sell them. Just try and collect as many forageables as we can, and then go ahead and sell what we have. Let's see if there's anything up here. I want to clear some of these spaces out because they usually, forageables will eventually show up in some of these places, but not as long as there's leaves there. There's also something with that box back there that, or maybe there's not, maybe that's not the right, that might not be the right box. There's a box around here somewhere, and I don't remember where, but you can throw something in it, and it gives you this weird looking statue or something. But let's just keep looking around. It's kind of hard to see in the dark. A torch would be useful. Eventually we will get, probably from mining, we will get a glow ring. So your character can have certain things equipped. So you see there's a spot for a hat and 2 rings and some boots. And so these things will help you, throughout the game, to do different things. Like there's a glow ring that will, put a glow around your character of light so that you can see, like when you're in the caves and stuff like that. There's a magnetism ring, which is, those are really, I mentioned those 2 because those are the ones I've always used. There's other rings, but the magnetism ring will draw things to you. So as you get closer to things that you can pick up, it will bring you to those things. Let's go ahead. Tell you what, I'm gonna get one of these spring onions, which should give me enough energy that I can nick this rock and then clear all this out, which will hopefully eventually, I don't think the grass grows back there once you've cleared it out, and then like eventually you'll find forageables and stuff up here. And it is now 12 a.m. so we need to start trekking it on back to the farm, or the forest, as it were, whatever you want to call it. That way we can throw all this stuff in the bin and see how much money we made for the day. Alright, back at the farm. We will... No, I'm just going to sell everything I have. So the daffodil, the fiber, the mixed seeds, the stone, the coal, the wood, the sap, the copper, the pine cones, maple seeds, spring onion, everything we got into the bin. and we will see what that nets us. Alright, looks like we made 871 gold in one day just from foraging and just from chopping down trees, which isn't too bad. Not too bad at all. Made quite a bit off the sap. Oh wow. I did not realize that coal sold for more than copper. I think earlier I said that, copper sold for more. I was wrong. I should have kept the coal out of the fishing chest that we got, because it definitely coal sells for more than copper. That's interesting to note. I would have thought it was the other way around. We got 510 gold from the wood we chopped down today. I don't think that's too bad. I mean, granted, we're having to expend a lot of energy to do this, but I mean, we expend a lot of energy farming as well. And then with the farming, you'd only get, you'd get a lot of gold, but you get a lot of gold after the things that you've planted have grown. In the meantime, you're just burning a lot of energy every day, watering plants and all that kind of stuff. So granted, again, and I've probably said this a million times now, but I know that there's a better way to do this. This is the way we're doing it, though, because we are Jack. We are Jack, the Lumberjack. And with that, we're going to go ahead and end this episode. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Please, if you like what I'm doing here, let me know. If you have suggestions, let me know that too. I'm pretty new to this, just kind of learning as I go, helping out my daughter with her channel and working on mine and all that kind of stuff. But I'm always open to, feedback or any help anyone wants to give. And yeah, so hope you guys are enjoying this, and I will see you in the next one.